My name is Don Eden. I am a lifelong resident of Robertson County. In the early 80s, there was some talk about starting a Chamber of Commerce. And then we actually, and I was one of the original group that started it. In 1984, I remember that Mayor Billy Hobbs from the city of White House, I remember Mr. Jarman Craner with the White House Utility District. Both of those men were key cogs in the wheel, and they both wanted to get one started. I don't know that they both were looking for a job, but they pitched in and helped and was part of the group to get it started. I remember Dr. Vickery, I remember Wayne Boger, I remember Mike Moulton, myself, my wife Sherry, and Dr. Hobbs said something that kind of struck me at the time, that they were getting so many calls at City Hall that they didn't have time to answer the phone, if you can imagine that, even back in those days. And he said, we need somebody at the front desk. And then I remember a statement saying, well, a Chamber of Commerce is like your front door to your house. And so it began with just maybe a dozen folks. We had a membership drive, and I remember that it wasn't long after we started the drive that we got to 50 members. On Homecoming '86, I distinctly remember that coming from the governor's office, Lamar Alexander. He wanted the communities to come together and come up with a project that we could not only be proud of, but something that would last and something that would show our heritage and something that would be useful. What a better way to show our heritage than to try to reproduce the original White House. We had this wonderful resource in a fellow by the name of J.T. Albert, who not only made a painting of it, and he made a painting of the mill where they ground wheat, and he also made a painting of the old original service station, but he wrote down the dimensions of that original White House, and we used those dimensions from the width to the length to the height to the front porch to all the double doors, all that, when we built this building. So we mounted a campaign. I remember distinctly my wife getting involved as the chairman of the fundraiser, because she was asking and begging for money in every direction. I remember that Robertson County and Sumner County governments both supported our project, and then we began to get donations from everywhere, even people who didn't live here. And we put together this project, and you can see it sitting right over there where the chamber houses its office right now. Homecoming '86 now, 30 years later, turns out to be a real community gluing project that brought us all together, and we still brag about it to this very day. To think back then, if I thought the chamber could become what it is today, probably in my wildest dreams, I wouldn't think that we would grow and develop like we have up and down Highway 76. Raymond Hurst Parkway wasn't even a thought in anybody's mind at the time. And then to be a part of a chamber now in 2017, where there's well in excess of 300 members, and there's more out there for the potential to come into the chamber. I don't think in my wildest dreams I would have thought of it like that, but it's wonderful to see what's happened, to see how we have become professionals in this chamber office, to see how that our current executive director, Mandy Christensen, is well respected not only in Gallatin but in Springfield from all those entities. Just to close out, it's been wonderful to see how the chamber has evolved and developed into the professional organization that it is, that all of us can be proud of.